The story is beautiful. I didn't enjoy the movie though. Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. On this episode, I'll be talking about Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot. It's based on a true story. It's a beautiful, beautiful story, like I said in the beginning. I just didn't enjoy the way the movie was executed or shot or the performances, really. So we follow Donna and Reverend Martin. Donna, she's narrating the whole thing. Her mother passes away, and we hear that, her mother had like 18 kids. She was, everyone's mother. Everybody loved her. When she passed away, you could see everybody in the house, crying over her. And then Donna is like in this funk, in this daze. It happens when, someone close to you passes away, and she's not really focused at home. She has 2 kids of her own, and she's just like zoned out. Then she's like, I need to go for a walk. She ends up at the mom's house, and I don't know how many years has passed, but it looked like the mom's house is destroyed now or whatever. And she's just there, and then she sees some kids playing, and she gets up, and then she narrates like, oh, the Lord gave me a vision. It's very heavy, God heavy movie. And she's like, the Lord gave me a vision, and I know what I got to do. Apparently the kids weren't real. Like, I guess she just saw them. Anyway, she goes back home. She's on the phone. Her husband comes in. He's like, what's going on? And then all he hears is, we're going to an adoption class. She's telling her sister that. And he's like, what? You want to adopt like kids? And she's like, yeah, the Lord told me. He speaks to me, right? And then he's like, yeah, he be speaking. And so they go back and forth. He's not really a fan at first. And she's just like, this is what the Lord said. I'm going to do it. And she takes her sister. They go to this class, and they hear, tragic stories about kids that's put in different, families that just doesn't go well because the people don't care about the kids. They, and the lady was showing them pictures, and it's just a devastating thing to see. And both of them were like, wow, I'd never imagined it was like this. Her sister, I think, gets a kid first and, brings him to the church. It's a church type movie. It's a church community. And Possum Trot is like a small town in Texas. So she brings the kid to church, and everybody's just so happy. And everybody's like introducing themselves to the kid, like, I'm your aunt this, I'm your uncle this, we're a family. And finally, Donna and the Reverend, they get kids of their own. They get like 2 siblings, and you can see the Reverend's, his demeanor changes about the kids. As soon as he sees them come out the car, he's like, oh, you're my new boy, you're my little girl or whatever. There is some hiccups, like the little boy, he's afraid of the bathtub because of previous trauma that happened, and they have to work through that. But it gets to a point where they go to the adoption agency. I forgot the lady's name that they were working with, but she was very helpful. And they're like, everybody at the church wants to adopt, and like 22 families or something like that. And it was like, we want the kids that's most difficult to place. And the lady's like, whoa, that seems like a lot. And the Reverend's like, nah, for real, we want whatever kid like is having the toughest time, we want them. And basically that kid is Terry. She's very difficult. She's been in a bunch of homes. Her mom was like a crackhead. She's been pimped out. And when she doesn't feel like interacting with people, she acts like she's a cat. And she meows around and crawls around. And they're like, yeah, we want her. And of course, it's a struggle dealing with Terry. Terry puts them through a lot, and it's a strain on all the families involved because there's just more people. And you have a house where it's 2 of y'all living, now it's 4 or 5, and it's a strain on the house. It's a strain on the church community, and everybody is like, not feeling it at times. And it's just like, it's an uplifting movie of, believing in God and, have each other's back as a community, and we will make it through, even though we're struggling with the money right now. But they were adopting kids, and they were taking kids out of the program and giving them nice homes and stuff like that. The end of the movie, of course, is based on a true story, so we start seeing all the real people. And I thought like that part was incredible, just seeing like, hey, this is the person that was portraying this real person here. And they gave us updates about everybody, and their families, and they moved and they started their own family and they got married, and it's an uplifting story. That part I really enjoyed, but like going through the movie, I was just like, this is not done very well. It doesn't feel like it was shot very well. There was a couple of performances that I enjoyed, like the Reverend. I enjoyed his performance. His wife, not so much. I really wasn't feeling her performance, but it's a very good story. It's definitely a movie you should check out because of the message and the story of it. I just didn't really enjoy the movie. I hope that's not lost. Like I liked the message and I thought it was a beautiful story. I didn't enjoy the movie. But those are just my thoughts on Sound of Hope. If you saw the movie, let me know what you thought about it. Thanks for watching.